This was a great year for my business. I grew my team. The Posse grew to over 140,000 on YouTube. I see you. Over 50,000 on Instagram. I had 4 successful launches, created 2 brand new Copy Posse programs, got to meet over 2,000 students, and had my highest revenue year yet. But trust me, all that growth didn't come without a few roadblocks, mistakes, and tough lessons along the way. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 game-changing lessons that I learned from running and scaling my business this past year, so you can take these lessons and apply them to your own brand and business and absolutely slay it in the year ahead. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex coming at you this week with a video that's basically becoming an end-of-year tradition here on my YouTube channel. I love ending each year with a video like this that shares some of the biggest lessons and mindset shifts that I learned, sometimes the hard way, over the past year. Besides the occasional mindset or motivational video like this one, here on my channel you'll find hundreds of in-depth tutorials to help you be a better copywriter, a better marketer, and a better business owner. So if that sounds fun to you, be sure to hit subscribe below and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Now, if you follow me on social media, then you probably saw that throughout the month of December, I shared one big lesson every single week. A lesson that I learned for the very first time, or relearned all over again, because let's be honest, sometimes the toughest lessons take some reminders. Am I right? Some of them came easy, and others were really incredibly hard to conquer. So whether you're thinking about starting your business, or you're a complete beginner, or maybe you're a seasoned entrepreneur, these 5 lessons can be applied to you wherever you are at on your entrepreneurial journey. So if you're ready, let's count them down, starting with lesson number 5 and ending with lesson number 1, the big one. Lesson number 5, celebrate your progress. So one of the biggest and most important things I have my students do, and I started doing more of it this year myself, is celebrating every single win and every single step of progress you make on your journey. No matter how little, no matter how seemingly insignificant, no matter how unexciting, dull, plain old boring you think it seems. Because here's the thing, when you're a copywriter, or any business owner for that matter, you don't have a massive group of people standing on the sidelines to clap and cheer you on every single step of the way. In most cases, and especially towards the beginning of your career, it's really just you, riding solo through all the twists and turns and ups and downs and setbacks and failures of your business. And while one of the best things about being a copywriter is that you get to write epic stuff for people, brands, and businesses you love, the flip side of that is the harsh reality that no one really knows that you are the one who created it. No one knows that you're the reason for that successful launch or campaign. And if you're the person who loves being behind the scenes, that's probably not a very big deal to you, which is great unless you feel unseen or completely underappreciated by your client, which, let's face it, it happens, right? Even with the best clients. I mean, they hired you because you are so great at what you do, so they come to expect that you'll deliver epic results for them over and over and over again. And they might not always think to give you a thank you after every single email you write, which can really wear on a copywriter's mojo and sense of accomplishment, right? And if you're not a copywriter just yet, or you're running a different type of business, this lesson still 1000% applies to you. Every single business and entrepreneurial journey has its ups and it has its downs. And every single journey has wins, both big and small, that really should be celebrated every step of the way. I feel like it's really easy to think that wins have to be these massive, life-altering, time-bending events, like breaking $10,000 a month or smashing a 6-figure launch. And of course, while those are most definitely wins and should be celebrated, the truth is that most wins don't really look like that. A win could be the smallest little step in the right direction. Maybe it's the fact that you finished your to-do list this week, or you finally signed up for that course that you've been eyeing. Or maybe you just took the time to send out a few dozen cold emails to potential clients, right? All great wins that are worthy of being celebrated. And the secret is, once you start celebrating yourself, everything becomes just a little bit easier because you become your own biggest cheerleader. So go to that extra effort to reward yourself after a launch well done, or an email sequence that really killed it, or even better, find yourself a group or community that builds you up and makes you feel seen and valued. Which brings me to lesson number 4, the power of community. So sometimes I feel like a broken record that never stops saying how awesome this community is, and other times I feel like I don't give you guys half the credit you deserve, but I am reminded over and over again how rad the Copy Posse is. And more than that, how important connecting with my community is for my productivity, my mood, and just my overall motivation. You are why I do this. Connecting with my Posse pals always lifts me up and fills me with so much pride over what we have built together. From teaching and getting to know over 120 epic writers during season 2 of my 8-week coaching program, to leveling up with my rainmakers every single week, to teaching email marketing to a group of over 500 inbox influencers, I always leave every single one of these calls feeling so connected and full with a renewed sense of purpose and motivation to keep delivering as much value as I humanly can for you guys. So in this coming year, trust me, make it a point to find a community of people who lift you up, motivate you, and inspire you. And then put yourself out there and actually engage with them. Don't be a ghost or you won't reap any of the powerful benefits of actually being part of a community. And I know that's a little bit of a terrifying idea for many people out there, especially you introverts, right? But I promise you that the connections and friendships you'll build are so worth it, which are really, really powerful when you're a freelancer, which can be a little bit isolating, right? Because the truth is, without community, running a business can really feel lonely. And when you feel alone, it's harder for you to get yourself out of that slump, to see the positives in a negative situation, or to just keep going when things feel really, really hard, which is bound to happen. Community is there to back you up, listen to you, hold space for you, to cheer you on, and to kick your ass when you kind of need it, right? So find a community of like-minded people and hold on to them like crazy. All right, next up, lesson number 3, make mistakes and then learn from them. Ah, yes. This is probably one of the hardest lessons to swallow. Everybody hates making mistakes, right? And hey, I am definitely including myself in that. But the truth is, making mistakes can be your quickest and most powerful way of learning, both in life and in business and in relationships. I mean, have you ever effed something up so bad and then you felt embarrassed and guilty over it that you literally quadruple check yourself every single time after making that mistake? I know I have. From sending an email to the wrong list, did it just the other day, to pushing reply all when you really shouldn't have pushed reply all, to sharing the wrong screen during an entire masterclass. Yep, that recently happened. I make mistakes all the time, but of course the key is to learn from those mistakes, right? Allow the mistakes to shape you to become a better copywriter, a better business owner, a better friend, marketer, spouse, or whatever else you're doing. Our failures do not have to be our downfalls. They can be our greatest motivators to do better and better. So learn how to roll with the inevitable shitstorm that is life and of course business, and you will be better off than trying to control everything or make it perfect all of the time, right? You're going to make mistakes. Mercury retrograde is gonna come and crash those servers at some point and shit is gonna go up in flames. I promise you that. That is business. Expect it. Plan for it, and don't stress over anything that you cannot control. All right, lesson number 2, rest is mandatory. Okay, I'll be honest, this one was a close call for being my biggest lesson of them all. Before I launched the Copy Posse, I was just a regular old freelancer, not to downplay it. I had a full schedule of clients and I was working really hard, but for some reason, back in those days, rest and relaxation was something that I took very, very seriously. I would always make sure that I took some time off to disconnect from time to time, but then for some reason when I started my own brand, this whole thing called rest and relaxation suddenly took a back seat on my list of priorities. I was in hustle mode and I was going non-stop. And I know that many business owners and copywriters and new freelancers can really feel the same way. Like we have this massive obligation to our brands and to our clients. Like we have to respond to every single email the second it hits our inbox. Or we have to reply to that 2 a.m. Slack message. Or work during our so-called vacations or be available 24/7. Or like me, always having to be on, right? But here is what I learned the hard way this year. When you do this for too long, when you overextend yourself for your brand, your clients, or whatever it is, right? You keep giving without pausing to refill your own tank, you will find yourself on the fast track to burn out city. And that is exactly what happened to me this year before I finally decided to take my first vacation in over 2 years. I took a whole month off in September and traveled to Turkey with my partner, who actually became my fiance on that trip, by the way. Now, don't get me wrong, the decision wasn't easy for me to make. I really had a hard time taking a step back and really letting go of the reins, but I had an amazing team to back me up, and run the show while I was away, and that really helped me take my first vacation away from the Copy Posse since I started in 2019. So it can sometimes be really scary to loosen control of the reins or set those firm boundaries with your clients. I totally get it. But if you don't set those boundaries and prioritize your own rest and relaxation, then you won't be able to run a long-term sustainable business. And that is just a cold, hard truth, my friends. So figure out what your non-negotiables are, and that will really help you maintain a healthy work-life balance, and then really, really stick to them, right? So whether you're firm on taking your weekends off or turning off notifications after 5 p.m., or you commit to taking at least 2 full weeks off every year, find a way to separate yourself from your work. It is absolutely crucial to staying sane, staying creative, and staying motivated. All right, now on to the number one biggest lesson that I learned this year. Invest in yourself. That's right, the biggest lesson I learned this year was to invest in myself. Now, I know I talk about this all the time, and I do attend high-level masterminds and invest in continuous learning, but the truth is I never really considered investing in myself on that really high level. You know, the type of stuff that like big shot CEOs and 8-figure business owners do. Until this year, that is. Some of you guys might remember me talking about my business coach that I hired over the summer. So not only was this my first time ever hiring a business coach, but it was also the single largest sum of money that I have ever sent to anyone. Yeah, we're talking 30 grand for 90 days of coaching. So talk about all that money scarcity and imposter syndrome shit that I thought I had dealt with like years ago. I had so many doubts and fears creeping into my mind before pulling the trigger and committing to hiring this coach, right? Alex, your business isn't big enough for a coach like this. You'll never make that money back. Or Alex, you shouldn't be spending that much money for a handful of coaching calls. You're crazy. Or Alex, you probably already know everything he's gonna say anyway. Or Alex, you can't do this. Alex, right? All the things that we tell ourselves, that little voice of doubt that creeps in and tells us no. But you know what, guys? I did it anyway. I believed in myself, my vision, my business, more than I believed in my fears. And then guess what happened? It was hands down the best investment I made in my business this year. It was such a good investment that, get this, I actually hired him again. Yes, another $30K for another 90 days. He not only opened my eyes to new possibilities and endless ideas, but he gave me the encouragement and the support to make it all happen, which, as I mentioned before, we often don't have as freelancers, right? And then, and this is the big one, he kept me accountable to my goals. So I know that it can be really, really scary to spend money on your business or invest in yourself in that way, whether it's hiring a business coach like I did, or committing to an online program or course that will expand your knowledge and skills, or simply upgrading from that dingy old laptop to that new pretty MacBook, right? You're thinking, no, I don't need that. We hesitate to make these investments because we don't think we're good enough or worth the investment. We think we can do without it, which, hey, maybe we can, but why struggle through something that could be 1,000 times easier, faster, and better with just a little bit of extra help, right? So I am telling you, take that leap of faith, say yes to that one thing you've been thinking about, right, but not taking action on, invest in yourself, and just watch what kind of magic unfolds around you. Something really, really special happens when you commit to yourself at that level, right? It's truly, truly magical, and I am very, very excited to watch every single one of you absolutely own your life this next year. I really hope you enjoyed this list of lessons I learned. Let's hope I don't have to relearn them again next year, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year, Posse. I am so grateful for you and so grateful that you're here. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift. If you want to start a new business, quit your job, help more people, and have more fun in 2021, you are in the right place. Let's plan your ultimate comeback, shall we? Keep watching to learn 5 simple mindset shifts that literally changed my life.